Welcome back to part 2. So as I was previously discussing, our time was very limited in the cell. 6 or 7 of us. 4 blacks, few white dudes or whatever, a couple white dudes. And it got to the point to where they were dropping notes on us. These guys in here, they're causing trouble, which we weren't. These guys in here, they're being loud, which we were. We in a town, Beattyville, Kentucky, in which the other individuals in the cell, they all knew each other. They came up together, grew up with each other, knew the COs, knew the Class D coordinator. He's over like the whole program, knew the jailer, knew their families. So it wasn't anything, hey, you all need to get, separate some of these guys or whatever. They're taking over the television. We can't sleep at night. They're playing bones. They're playing dominoes, whatever you like to call it. It's how they're talking to the COs. Can't freaking watch NASCAR. Can't freaking watch The Big Show on Monday Night Raw. All the things that they were doing, they failed to mention. As I mentioned, just the tides had turned. These things, they couldn't just truck the television no more. They couldn't just truck the microwave anymore. They couldn't just, because I often say there's strength in numbers. They had the numbers. Omar's in the cell pretty much by himself. Like I said, a couple other black dudes that was from that town, they wasn't really, they wasn't like us. They not like us. They not like us. That part. And so, before they totally separated us all, there was one white dude in there that I remember distinctively. And him and Omar used to joke, play around all the time, man. They used to play the gay games, man. Now, nobody was gay. Neither one of them was gay. Let's put that out there. Neither one of them were gay. But they played a look. Hey, what up, girl? You look good today. This is how they played. This is how they played. Back and forth. And so one day, Omar was, I guess he was in a good mood. He said something. What's up with you, man? What you been doing, squats or something, man? So the dude, we just gonna call him Sean because I really don't remember his name. He wasn't really in a playing mood that day. Now I've already given you all's, I've already given Omar's description as far as, black dude, dark skinned dude, little, short haircut or whatever, short fade, probably weighed 200, 205, maybe 208, something like that. He's 5'11". You got this white dude. He's probably weighing in at about, 165, 170. Kind of medium length hair. Like, he don't have long hair, but you can tell like he's growing his hair out. Got tattoos or whatever. White dude, they were about the same height. So I want to go out on a limb and say he was probably about 5'11" just as well. And if he wasn't, he was somewhere close to 5'11", because I remember they were about the same height. This Omar had a little bit more weight on him. Sean, he's like, hey, come on, brother. I think he had gotten some bad news from home or something like that. Come on, brother. I don't feel like playing today, man. So instead of Omar just leaving it alone, Omar's like, oh, what's wrong? She don't want to play today? She's upset today. Referring to, Sean. She got an issue today. She's on her period. Hey, brother, I told you, man, it ain't nothing like that. I just don't, I got some things on my mind, man. I don't feel like playing today. Omar wouldn't leave well enough alone. He just kept on and kept on. Everybody's laughing or whatever. I'm not really laughing. I'm right there. But I see that this dude, Sean, is really got some things on his mind. That's the thing about prison. You will hear a term. There's a term that they use in Kentucky all the time. I don't play every day. And that's a great thing to always keep in mind should you find yourself in prison. It's best not to play no days. When people say I don't play every day, you all might play all day on Monday, Tuesday, whatever, joking all day long. On Wednesday, you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. On Wednesday, you received some bad news from home, or you didn't get that letter that you was looking for, or you didn't get that visit that you were, or your girl didn't answer the phone, or no money's on the phone so you can't call, or you're just in a bad freaking mood because you're locked up amongst a bunch of men, so you don't feel like playing that particular day. So that's why it's always, I don't play every day in prison. But again, you shouldn't play no days. And on this particular day, Omar had to learn. Sean finally jumps up and said, by God, I told you, don't you get red with me, you son bitch. And when you see a white dude jump up, man, and when a white dude, there's the key words that white dudes say that you know you can ready fight. You can ready fight. That's how they say it. They from the backwoods, they from the hollers, by God. They can ready fight. And when he jumped up and said, don't you get red with me, you son bitch. White dude say something, bitch, man. You better throw him up or cop deuces. All right, man, you win, dog. I don't want no problems. Fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck you, motherfucker. He's going crazy. Sean done lost it. Now, Sean was one of those individuals to where he normally didn't really get upset like that. So when you seen him going through this, you know, oh, whoa. Calm down, everybody chill out. I'm sick of this dude. I'm sick of him. Omar, he's sitting there. He's kind of smooth, dude. He's sitting there kind of laughing. He's like, what's up, man? You want to fight or something, man? I was just playing with your punk ass, man. I told you to not play with me. Now let's get back here to this bathroom. Bathroom's where it went down. You put your boots on, you strap up, go in the bathroom and fight, because the bathroom's like a large size. Got your showers, your toilets, obviously your sinks, but it's a large size bathroom. Large enough area to where you can go back there and bang or whatever. They strap up, they go to the bathroom. Omar, he's not really taking dude too serious, man. He's laughing, you know what I'm saying? But he know that it's getting ready to go down. So they go back to the bathroom, as I mentioned. Omar, he used to box, man. All them dudes, like I think I said it in part one, a lot of them dudes up in Ohio, man, Cincinnati, and dudes come up boxing, man. They know how to use their hands for real. So they fighting. Omar's toying with him. You could clearly tell that Omar's skills were superior. Sean, he's swinging, but he's just kind of swinging wild and no form. And, Omar, he's slipping punches, and then he'll catch him with a jab. He catch him with a jab and then back up, and he's laughing. Come on, man, come on. And he switch up on him or whatever. So he's tagging the dude, but he's really not. You can tell that he's really not trying to hurt him or take him out or whatever. That's the wrong thing to do in a fight. The thing about a fight is, you want to end the fight as quickly as you possibly can. You don't got no time to be, messing around and toying around with somebody, because a person can close their eyes and connect on you. And that's exactly what happened to Omar. Omar clearly, like I said, was winning the fight. Dude swings at Omar, and it seems as though he closed his eyes, and it was a wild haymaker. Sean just swings. Ah! Motherfucker! He swings at Omar. Now, I talked to Omar after this. Omar said he seen the punch coming, but when he went to slip it, like he slipped the punch the wrong way. Basically, he was trying to get out of the way, because he said in his mind he was gonna slip it, step left, and come and hit him with a left cross and then a right uppercut. Like he had a combination in his mind. Well, it didn't work out that way. And when Sean, motherfucker, boom, man, caught that boy right above his eye, man. All you seen was just blood just gushing out, man. Blood was just gushing out, and it was all over Omar's face. Now Omar really, now this dude has Omar's attention. So they continue to fight for a second. Omar can't see. He got blood everywhere, like all over his face. There's blood everywhere. I step in. I break the fight up. I'm like, nah, man, come on, man. Y'all break this up, dog. So now I break the fight up. I said, at least give him a chance to go clean his face up, man. There's blood everywhere, man. He can't even see. And I would have done that for either one of them. If Omar was getting the best of Sean, and Sean couldn't see, or, he was potentially about to get hurt or something like that, like severely hurt, I would have broke it up. So it wasn't because, Omar was my partner. So I break the fight up. Dude is cool, man. He's cool. Everybody's, cleaning themselves up. Omar's, he's in the mirror, and he's looking at this cut, and he can't deal with it. He's like, nah, we got to go run that back. Run that back. He got to get his lick back, man. Dude done split him. Open him up to the white meat. Nah, man, it's over with, man. Y'all chill out. Nah, man. So me and Omar get to kind of fussing back and forth, not really fussing to where it's gonna come to fisticuffs. But I'm like, bro, y'all both just got away with this fight, man. You see what dude did in my eye? I said, but bro, you wouldn't leave him alone, man. You know what I'm saying? You was beating the dude up. He just caught you with a good one, man. It's over with. You didn't win. He didn't win. Nobody. It's over with. Omar insists on fighting this dude. He gonna fight him again. Now, in the meantime, while all this was going down, they had brought in another individual. Because they didn't run it right back like that day. They had brought in another individual. He was like, I don't know, he was the hero. He wasn't from Beattyville, but a lot of times when you're in those smaller towns like that, it's a Class D facility, but it's also called a regional jail. So you got certain towns or certain cities in which they don't have their own jails. So they'll just send you over to the closest town, closest city, and you all be in the same jail together, whatever. So like I said, you may be from a county 2 over. Well, this dude, man, this dude was a little bit bigger than 5'11". He was probably about 6 foot, maybe 6'1". He weighing in at about 240, 245. And this dude supposedly had hands. You could just tell, like, his movement. You could just tell that, like, he was probably a tough individual. And you heard people talking about it or whatever. We still all in the cell together. But now he's doing stuff like trying to go back to the country music, blasting the country music or whatever. So it's kind of like a tug of war between, and now that he's in the cell, you got other individuals that now they brave again. You see what I'm saying? Because they got they dude in the cell, so they're brave. Whole lot of dissension, is a whole lot of tension in the air. Omar still wanted to fight dude again. Finally, dude is like, okay, let's run it back. They go back in the bathroom, they run it back. Sean's confidence is at an all-time high. He done just split Omar, the day before, a couple days before. One thing you got to realize about jails, always somebody coming, there's always somebody going. Even though the cell was already crowded, they're still putting people in the cell because locking people up is a business. The more people they put in jail, the more money that they get from the state to house these individuals. They in the bathroom, they fighting. This time Omar, he's taking them serious. Dude ain't got a chance in hell. Dude's trying to shut his eyes and haymaker, and Omar's just working. I'm surprised really he didn't knock him out, but I don't really think Omar was really trying to knock him out. I think he was just trying to punish him a little bit. So dude jumps in, man. He's had enough. Omar's like, nah, man. Nah, it ain't over with yet. Like I said, it's not like Omar's just pummeling the dude. I said he's had enough. Him and Omar get to going back and forth. I step up. Hey, man, y'all chill out, man. A couple other dudes. Yeah, man, y'all chill out, man. It's over with, man. Wasn't nobody really trying to, fight. Wasn't nobody really trying to be in that situation to where, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just a war, race war, whatever you want to call it. Nobody was trying to be in that situation. Him and Omar, like I said, was going back and forth. We was saying words. He was saying words. I'll fight anybody. He was one of them dudes, Craig. He got a crazy name too, Craig. He's one of them type dudes. It's gonna take about 3 or 4 unless you really skilled and you know how to use your hands. Like Omar probably could have worked with him. I'm sure I could have worked with him. A couple other dudes probably could have worked. But if you didn't really know, pause though, double pause when I say work with him. But if you didn't really know how to use your hands against this dude, like you was probably gonna lose. Had all the heart in the world, you can tell it. And he didn't have to brag. Other people was talking about how tough Craig was. That situation just kind of died out, but it was really about to go down, and I'm really quite surprised that it didn't go down. So the next day or so, they came in, called out about 4 or 5 of our names, started dismantling the whole cell. But it was us that they moved. They didn't move nobody else. 4 or 5 of us, I ended up staying in the cell. Omar ended up staying in the cell. Everybody else was gone to different cells. The cell was quiet. Couldn't play dominoes no more. Couldn't play spades, chess. It just wasn't the same. It's me, Omar, and another individual, my dude, Mailman. They left Mailman in the cell. Now, they left Mailman in the cell, but Mailman had a job on the outside. Thing like picking up cans, picking up trash alongside of the roads. But instead of putting him in the work cell, which typically they're going to move you to the work cell, they just kept him in our cell. So it was still kind of cool. You know, mailman, we from the same city or whatever. So we've always known each other coming up. So it was still cool, but it wasn't the same. Then they ended up moving mailman to the work cell. So now it's just me and Omar. They back to trying to control the TV. They back to trying to... It wasn't as bad as it was before I got there, but, you know, you could tell that they were... All of a sudden, the football channels get taken off the TV. All the sports channels are gone. So we can't watch no sports. If it's not UK or whatever, we can't watch no sports. Straight BS, man. If it was UK basketball, they would put the game on. But it's like one of those, I don't know which system that they had. I don't know if it was Dish. I don't know which one it was, but you could add channels and take away channels. Took away Fox, but they would put Fox on for Sunday for NASCAR. Really, really messed up, man, how they was doing this. Omar's writing to jail every day. His name is John, man. John walks around. John was probably in his 50s at the time. I'm going to tell you about John. John used to be cool. When he was just a regular CO, he was cool. But he started to move up in the ranks, and Earl Little's punk ass that ran to jail, I think he ended up going somewhere else. He got caught up in embezzlement or something like that, allegedly. And so they let him go, and John ended up getting the position. He took over. He turned into a real jerk. He used to walk around with a big dude named Keith. I think Keith Combs. I think Combs was his last name. Keith was a monster. He used to play football. About 6'5", 330, 340. He wasn't sloppy. He was a big dude, man. They walk around acting real, real tough. Anybody got a problem today? Omar had been writing so many letters, sending them to John. But John would consistently ignore the letters. Both of us was writing letters. Now, I went about writing my letters in a different manner. Omar, man, get me out of this jail. I don't want to be here. I can't get no visits. I'm, 4 hours away from home. Get me somewhere I want to go to Campbell County. Campbell County's right there by Cincinnati. I can get visits that way. I can see my family. You told me if I stay here for so long, you'll work on a transfer. Well, John would consistently ignore him. He would ignore my letters just as well. John told me one day, he pulled me outside. He said, listen, man, if you just go out and work, give me 90 days. If you go out and work, I'll look into your transfer. I said, John, man, no disrespect. I don't want to be here, bro. I don't want to be here at all, man. Look around. We don't belong here, man. Well, you just rather stay in the cell all day, 24 hours a day? Yeah, I'll do that before I go out here and work. I don't want to work. Sitting me back in the cell, whatever. About a week or so later, Omar, he's just disgusted. He's working on this letter. The letter look, bitch. Look, bitch. I done told you time and time again to get me out this racist motherfucker, man. Get me up out of here. This is what he's writing to John, Class D coordinator. It's over to jail. I'm laughing. I'm like, bro, please do not send that, dog. Please do not send this letter. He's cussing John out in the letter or whatever. I said, well, you think he's going to transfer you just based on this? I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him. And next day, John walks in the cell, him and Big Keith. He's walking around like on wrestling or something, man. He's walking around like he's the, he's the manager or somebody, and he got, he got the Big Keith is the wrestler. He's saying little smart stuff to people, slicker. You got a problem? Who wants to talk to me today? Anybody wants to talk to me today, you can talk to me today, face to face. Who wants it? Big Archie was sitting there. Big Archie was a big dude too, probably about 6'4", over 300 pounds. He's just as big as Keith for real, but he kind of, he wasn't like Big Keith was damn near all muscle. What's up with you, big boy? I've been wanting you bad anyway. That's what John said to Archie. You got a problem, big boy? Archie's like, man, ain't nobody saying nothing to you, son. That's how they talk. They call each other son down there. Kind of like New York. What's up, son? But they don't say it that way. Son. Shout out to New York. So they get to Omar. Omar sitting on the table. What I tell you about sitting on my table? He's not, he's sitting on the table part where you eat at. What I tell you about sitting on my table, man. You get my note, man. And get me up out of here, man. Oh. Maybe I'm Boys in the Hood. Trey and Ricky get pulled over. And he's talking to the police. Trey's talking to the police, and they got him kind of jacked up, the black officer. You got a problem, son? Trey's looking at him. I didn't do nothing. That's kind of how it was that day. Man, they jacked Omar up, man. John jacked Omar up. I'm thinking it's just going to be one of them situations where they just trying to, just not necessarily scare us, but, put down a demonstration. Set an example. This is what will happen when you send us letters like this. You got Omar jacked up. Omar was like, man, get your hands off me, man. I'm going to tell you one more time. What are you going to do about it? Man, Omar went up under his hands, knocked his hands did like that, and his hands came up off of him. Boom, boom, man. Omar hit that man with about a 3-piece, man. Hit the Class D coordinator with about a 3-piece, man. Omar, man, my dude's from Avondale, man. Derek Surreal, that's his real name, Derek Surreal. That man with a 3-piece. Boom, boom, boom. Big Keith came over there. He goes to grab Omar, but Omar kind of slides, and he slides back, and he's like, yeah, what's up? So him and Big Keith squared up, man. Big Keith's about 330, 340 pounds. Omar's 205 at best. Big Keith is 6'5", but Omar's 5'11". My money was on Omar. They get to swinging or whatever. Omar, his arms are not as long, because, like I said, he's 5'11". Keith is 6'5". But Keith can't hit Omar. Omar can't hit, Keith or whatever. Omar ends up getting inside, slips inside. Omar's punch was he loved to act as though he was going to come with a right. But he acts like he's going to come with that at right hook. And then he's going to turn it like this and hit you with an uppercut. Man. That was like his go-to punch or whatever. Seen him knock a couple dudes out like that. Fighting a dude one time that was about 6'6", and Omar hit him with the same thing that I just described. Knocked him straight out. So they fighting or whatever. John's punk ass, his glasses done fell off or whatever. He's looking all messed around or whatever. So that tough guy that came in that was, what's up, big boy? I've been wanting you bad anyway. Nah, that John was gone. So you got Omar fighting this giant, man. What does John's punk ass do? He gets on his walkie-talkie. Yeah, they walk around with big cans of mace spray on their hip, look like fire extinguishers. They got the handcuffs. They got the, they don't have billy clubs anymore, but, they walk around with their little tasers, with their little weapons or whatever. But they keep that radio right there. We call it the panic button. Anytime they have an issue, it's right there, so it's accessible. It's easily accessible to them. They grabbed the little radio, got the red button on it. Fayette County Detention Center, we call it a Signal 7. Signal 7 means get here and get here fast, man. There's violence going on. Drop whatever you're doing and get here. Like I said, I think we was in cell 73. I want to say it was 73. Signal 7 in cell 73. Signal 7 in cell 73. That's what it sounds like over the radio. It's just always so funny because these dudes act like they so tough. A lot of these COs, not all of them, because you got some cool COs, and you got some COs that'll bust your, they'll split your wig too. Don't get it, misconstrued because they're COs. But the majority of them, you're not gonna have any problems with because they laid back. They're not bothering nobody. It's always the ones that act so tough, but they the first ones to hit that Signal 7, that panic button. Signal 7 in unit C, 73. He don't even know what unit it is. He's a discombobulated. Signal 7 in 73. Signal C. You done called the wrong unit. They done ran to the wrong unit. Ain't no Signal 7 going on in there. But he's so nervous and discombobulated. Signal 7 in 73. Signal 7 in 73. Now 7, 8 of them running there. Now he's tough again. Man, they grab Omar up, man. Hit him a couple times. Like, I legitimately wanted to jump in, but I'm some dumb, not plumb dumb. They would have beat my ass too. Roughed Omar up. He's trying to fight back as much as he can. That's why I wanted to jump in, because it wasn't fair, man. Y'all got all of them on one dude. On one dude that's 5'11". Man, John got him a couple licks in or whatever. Mind you, ain't no cameras in the cell. So there's no proof that any of this ever took place. They finally get him. They cuff him up. Once they cuff him up, they, roughing him up or whatever. Drag him out the cell. Or they walk him out of the cell, but they, pushing him as he's going or whatever. We know he's going straight to the hole. They get him to the hole or whatever. All you hear probably about 5 minutes later, because the hole wasn't too far away where we, where our cell was at. All you hear is just Omar screaming, ah, ah. You just hear him screaming. And we don't know what's going on because we're in the cell. Come to find out, which doesn't surprise me whatsoever, they get Omar in the cell, throw him in the cell with the cuffs on, hit him, bust him up a few times, but they can't just demolish him like they probably really want to, because they probably really want to unalive him for real. But they have to be careful. John's there, so he's making sure, okay, we bust him up a little bit, but we're not gonna, we can't we can't do that as much as we want to. We can't do that right now. They bust him up. He got his cuffs on. That wasn't why he was hollering though. After that, they walk out of the cell and they open the food flap. He's in the hole. They open the food flap. About 2 or 3 of them just start spraying him with mace, man. They keep that bear spray. It's not just regular, pepper spray. They keep that bear spray on them. Like I said, size of fire extinguishers. Spraying him down. That's why you heard the ah. We don't have Omar's information to call his people or to get in touch with anybody, because they come in, once you go to the hole, they come and pack up all your property. So you can't look through the property, get his address, or let the people know or whatever. We know what's going to happen. They're going to keep you in the hole. This is what they do a lot of times, especially in small time jails, man. So if you got some people that's locked up and anywhere, check on them. But especially if they in one of them smaller jails, check on them, because they'll beat them up real bad, right? Throw them in the hole. Ain't going to give you no medical attention or anything like that unless it's absolutely necessary. They'll throw you in that hole. They're not going to let you have to make no phone calls. They're not going to let you receive any letters, and any mail that you try to send out, they're going to confiscate it and throw it away. You're going to sit in the hole so long until you heal up. You had enough, boy? You had enough, boy? Yeah, man, I cop deuces, man. You got me. I ain't going to have no more trouble out of y'all. Nah, all right, well, we going to let you out in about 3 or 4 days. But next time, you're going to be in here double the amount of time. Now, we're going to work on getting your transfer out of here, but you need to act like you got some sense. Omar finally gets out of the hole. It's probably like 30-something days later. They put him back in the cell. He's kind of like the hero for real. Omar, he done fought them COs, man, but you can't whoop 4, 5, 6 COs. It was more than that for real, but they weren't all fighting him. People's looking at him like respectfully now. Like, man, this dude, man, he'll go, man. He'll go against some COs. Yeah, a lot of the dudes, they were from there. Yeah, a lot of the dudes grew up with the COs and knew the COs, but they didn't like that. They don't respect that. You want to fight one-on-one, but to jump on a person and have 4, 5, 6, 7 dudes jump on one dude, nah, they don't like that, man. And then throw you in the hole and spray you. And Omar pretty much had healed up. Couldn't even tell what really happened. He said, man, they was hitting me with a whole lot of body shots, man. He said they hit me with the little taser thing or whatever, sprayed me. He said, man, they tortured me in there, man. Omar was about 20 pounds lighter, it seemed, 15, 20 pounds lighter. Lost all that weight from being in the hole. He said, man, they barely fed me. He said, yeah, they fed me, but they barely fed me. When you're in the hole, you can't get no commissary. You just in there all day long, man. He said, they didn't want to let me out and take a shower half the time. I maybe twice a week was able to take a shower, if that. If I was lucky enough to get a shower twice a week. They're going to leave you in there till you heal up. So when people ask, am I going to have to fight in prison? What if I just mind my business? This clearly wasn't a case in which Omar was minding his business. But things like this tend to happen in prison, man. Happen in these jails, man. See, nobody wants to be in these jails. Your goal is to get to prison. And I know it sounds kind of backwards and cliche or what have you, but I'm saying if you're going to be locked up, you'd rather go to prison and do your time. But you got a lot of scary dudes that they use prison to scare them, to threaten them, because they never been to prison before. They never been to the big house. You gonna let him sleep in the big house? They never been to the big house. So if I catch you doing this, by God, I'll send you to prison. I'll send you up the road. So dudes will be on their best behavior. The ones that are afraid now, and dude like me, send me. What I got to do to get there? What do I got to do to get there? And it's crazy because I tell these stories, and I know the majority of people believe, but it's always going to be somebody that's kind of skeptical or whatever. And it's crazy because one of the lieutenants, he watches my videos, not from that particular jail, but one of the jails I've been in. And he jumped in the comment section one day and was like, man, y'all need to listen to this dude, man, because everything he's telling you, it happened. He was like, I was a lieutenant at the jail that he was at, and these stories that he's telling you, this is how he was in jail. It's just how it was. I ain't want to work. I ain't want to, because you work, you make $12.60 a month. A lot of people would like to go out and work because they're going to bring in cigarettes. They're going to keister in cigarettes, which means stick it up your backside. I definitely wasn't doing that. I don't give a damn how much money I would have made. I wasn't doing that. You got dudes keistering little small cell phones. I don't know how in the hell they do that, but they do it. I wasn't doing none of that. So me going out to work, yeah, it got me out of the cell, but I wasn't really impressed about going out work and picking up your cans and picking up your trash and weed eating and all that stuff. You know, mowing lawns. Y'all barely want to feed us. A lot of other jails, what they'll do is at least, bare minimum, they'll take you out and get you a real lunch. What y'all want? McDonald's, pizza, Wendy's, whatever. Local diners or whatever. Nah, this jail, they're going to send you with a sack lunch. But yet, they're telling the state that they have to feed us. So they're probably charging the state so much money per day to feed us inmates as we going out to work with them, because I ain't go out and work. But yet, making sack lunches from the jail. Bologna sandwich, a pack of mustard, an apple, a cookie. Every once in a while, you might get some chips. Every once in a while. But a lot of the COs, they would take the chips. Might get like a little styrofoam bowl, container of pasta or something like that. And that's what you were supposed to eat every single day. It never switched up. They don't even want to give you no cheese on your sandwich, man. You think I was going out to work and do that shit? Absolutely not. And I didn't do it. And I think a lot of times that costs me as far as making parole, because they looked and they put it in my file. Okay, this guy refuses to work. So if he don't want to work in jail, he's damn sure not gonna work on the streets. I was young and I was, but if I was in them same shoes today, I still wouldn't go out and work. Fuck you, and you're $12.60 a month, man. Just the way I look, I gotta outdate, man. No, it may not be the best way of looking. I'm still a work in progress now. I'm Keynes, but I'm still a work in progress, and I'm still trying to get to that situation or that level where I'm humble. But if I was in there right now, I ain't working. It'd have to be really, really beneficial for me to be going out doing those type of jobs. But they busted Omar up, man. They busted him up bad, man. And it's going to be a part 3 to this video. It's definitely going to be a part 3. There may even be a part 4. Because I got a couple other fights that I need to tell you all about that I've seen in prison. And it somewhat has something to do with, actually, it clearly has something to do with bullying. See, this was a situation where the bully was the correctional officers in the actual facility. And they bullied by having numbers. And when those numbers kind of evened up, when the numbers not necessarily evened up, but the playing field became a little bit more even, they separated us. Jail, prison, man. It's a dirty game, man. It's a dirty, dirty game. Ain't nothing fair about life, and it definitely isn't anything fair about prison, man. Y'all stay tuned for part 3, because I'm bringing that heat for your ass. Triple pause, Real Keynes TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment, definitely share, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. If you're seeing this video, and well, I guess I should have said this in the very beginning, but I've already started. If you're seeing this video, you watch this video, you got to go back and watch part 1. You have to see part 1 in order to understand what part 2 is about. Real Kens TV, man.